Now, why did San Francisco lose last night? It was the defense. It was Jimmy Garoppolo not having his best night. But why did they really lose? It was because of Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, not his best night last night. He goes 24 for 34, 232 yards, a touchdown, an interception, a QBR of 41.1. Also gives you 6 carries for 53 yards, but it was the wizardry of Russell Wilson late in that football game that got the Seahawks the victory. Look, it looked like we were headed for a tie, right? It looked like these teams were going to end the night with a 1 on their record, and that 1 being the tie. But you know last night wasn't going to end up in a tie. The biggest mistake the 49ers made last night was they gave Russell Wilson about 49 tries to win that football game, and you know eventually he's going to come through. Yes, he threw that interception at Greenlaw, but he shakes it off, and he leads them in that game-winning drive with that walk-off field goal, and that's what you love about Russell Wilson. That is why he's so special. It's his elusiveness. When he's under duress, he can escape the pocket, he can make plays, and he did just that on that 3rd and 3. They have him swallowed up. He gets a big run out of it.
Overloaded to that left side of the defensive line. Here comes pressure. Wilson escapes. Here goes Russ. Past midfield, inside the 40, and he makes magic.
And then, of course, they cap that off with a game-winning field goal. And last night, that was Russell Wilson's 32nd game-winning drive of his career. That's more than any quarterback in the NFL since he entered the league. Russell Wilson is clutch. There's no question about it. The only question is, after last night, is he on top to win the MVP? And if you ask me, with all respect to Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, it's his MVP right now. That was my preseason pick. After last night, 23 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. League leader in touchdowns right now with 23. He's also 4th in passing yards at 2,737, but no one in front of him is an MVP candidate. You got Jameis Winston, Dak Prescott, and Phillip Rivers is currently the league leader, but it's also the circumstances with Russell Wilson. If you look at it, who was without Tyler Lockett in crunch time last night. His number 2 receiver is a rookie in DK Metcalf. They just signed Josh Gordon, and what does he do? He gets 2 key first downs out of Josh Gordon. So he instantly builds that chemistry, that trust with Josh Gordon. Now if that works out, that could be a scary combination, but also he lost his tight end to injury. Also, and this is a big factor here, he's facing pressure at the NFL's 3rd highest rate. So that offensive line for Seattle is not an elite offensive line, and they're winning despite that offensive line struggling to protect Russell Wilson, but all he does is get it done and get big wins. So right now I have Russell Wilson, and another factor I have too is those voters, they're going to consider more traditional stats like touchdowns to interception ratio. He's at 23-2, whereas Lamar Jackson, 15 touchdowns is nice, but I'm interested to see how voters will consider that. So Russell Wilson, a straight baller, another performance last night where he comes back in the clutch. Here's him after the game.
That was the craziest game I've ever been a part of. I mean, talking about a Monday Night Football game, it felt like NFC Championship game right there. Just back and forth, 2 great teams going after it. Get the ball in overtime and go down. We're moving the ball really well. I think I have Hollister for a touchdown, and they make a great play. 2 inches higher, I think we have a touchdown, game over. Then our defense goes out there, stops them, and then they miss the field goal. We get the ball back, whatever, and find a way to win. They in there, get the big first down, and then we move the ball, and J-Mai comes up big with a game-winning field goal, headsets off, this is it, game's over, no matter what, tie or win or whatever it may be. And, I think the great thing about this game for our football team was just the resilience. We've had it all year. We've been, I think, the toughest team in terms of a resilience all year, in my opinion. I think that just how we stay encouraged, how we stay focused, how we just keep having the faith and keep believing that something great's going to happen.
And no, Russell Wilson, I have to disagree with you there. That was not the craziest game you've ever been. Did you block out Super Bowl 49 where you threw that interception at the goal line? That was the craziest game you've ever been. But Russell Wilson, he showed last night he's the MVP this year, and the Seahawks are a real threat in the NFC. Look at last night. Those trades are starting to pay off. Josh Gordon, 2 key first downs, they pick him up, and then Quandre Diggs gets that interception. Jadeveon Clowney, he scores, really has his best game as a pro last night. So the Seattle Seahawks are here, and Russell Wilson is the MVP.